Hi everyone. Today I want to demo the custom meeting UI that is going to be shipped with the new Let's Talk. We don't technically have versions, but the new Let's Talk package. So yeah, let's get to it. So I want to start with showing the default meeting UI. That's the ones that by made by Dite actually. So this is not the one. So this is the one that I'm supposed to show afterwards. So that's I think it's fine. But I usually what I do is I just like to go and show the default UI that is in production so that I can make sure that nothing I have broken, right? So if I refresh the same URL, you can see that I had to comment out a few lines, but now I am back to the UI that is out there in production websites that is using this Let's Talk package. So I can join, I can open this same link in an incognito tab and I can join from there too. I have to allow, I can say whatever here and I am
I
in
am
the meeting.
meeting.
So
So
sorry for that noise, but as you can see, this is working, right? Now, last week, what I presented was a solution for when you want, for when you don't want this Dite UI, so the UI that is with the Dite SDK and Dite UI kits, but you want to create your own custom user interface using FTD and design system package, or maybe not without even design system, it's up to you. So that so the last demo that I recorded had the states and functions that you could use to build that, but we did not ship any default UI that is made by us. So there was no FTD code for you to reference uh, and to maybe you want to copy and paste chunks of a nice looking meeting page but modify other parts of it. So there was no way. It was either Dite shipped UI, which is mostly written in JavaScript, or it was nothing at all. So what do I mean by that is that the last PR basically dealt with this single state.ftd file that had all the functions and variables. So list of participants, details about yourself, do you have your video on or mic or screen sharing, so all that. So this guy enabled you to, we also have functions that you can use to toggle various things, but this guy only had, so with this you could only do state and you had to bring your own UI. Now what this PR is trying to introduce is a custom meeting page. So let's go back to the original thing that I showed, and inside Let's Talk. So the last demo that I did, I did using this overriding, right? So this here I changed the default meeting page URL, which is just meeting, and for that we had a meeting.ftd file inside the Let's Talk package. So this file is supposed to handle your meeting screen, but if you want to modify that UI, or let's say you want to use some other URL, you could create a meeting page URL variable with, let's say, my meeting, and then the new meetings that are created, it will be served with a my meeting URL. And for this URL you could create a my meeting FTD file, or there are other ways also to create handlers. like the Wasm handlers, for example. Anyways, so this still works. You could do that. You could uncomment this, say my meeting, create a my meeting file, and have a UI here. And this is working. I have tested it off the screen. Today, I want to take another approach, and I want to override the meeting page component, which is this guy. So I have already overridden it, but I'll simply uncomment it. So this meeting page uh, component takes a meeting ID, which we don't know how we get it. Like from this file, we don't know where it's coming from. We just know that the meeting page has access to the meeting ID. So we take that meeting ID, and now the Let's Talk package has a meeting page UI, and we have to pass it a meeting ID, and we also have to pass the state module. So the state module we have imported from Let's Talk the package itself, and this state module has all the functions and everything that the meeting page needs, except the meeting ID. So that we have to pass it explicitly here. So we take the meeting ID from the component parameter and we pass it here, right? So now that I have overridden it, this will work exactly like what you I did not need to restart the server. It's just reflexes. But yeah, I can visit the same URL, and this is the thing, right? Oh, sorry, I have to refresh because browser cache and all that. So so I am going to mute first, and then I'll talk. Yeah. So what I was trying to say is that as you can see, I have the same URL open, so the requests are still going to the same URL, but the component has been replaced under the hood. And how it has been replaced, you have seen it already using this component override. Right. So this guy, as you can see, the UI is not very perfect. If I refresh it, you can see that the loading is out of place and you see an undefined. So it's not very polished because we are not handling the two states for when you are not directly inside a meeting initially, and then we try to join you in implicitly, like behind the scenes. So that's the default like approach that the Let's Talk package has decided to go forward with. So what we will do is we will not give you a staging area where you can configure your mic and video, and you will have a join button, and you will be presented with the input box with, so that you can change your nickname or the display name. But we will directly try to join you in. This does not take into account the guest users. So if you are a guest user, by guest user, I mean that you don't have a name. I think we are calling you as simply a participant, and that's how it is for now. Although theoretically uh, we could provide functions to set name and you could handle it in your UI, but that does not exist yet. So this is what it is right now. So as you can see, when I refresh the page, it looks like s- we could definitely improve this state, right? But this is okay. You have three buttons. You don't have screen sharing yet. So I could end the call. I could disable my TV. As you can see, so this is a bug that I could not figure out. So when I disable my camera, you can see the page height has been extended by a little bit. I could not figure out why, but the next time I do it, it does not happen. So it only happens the first time, and no matter how many times I toggle my video, same goes for mic. When I toggle the mic first time, there is this page so the height of the page is more than the window width. But the second time I do it, it does not happen. So I don't I might have to spend some more time debugging that, but I thought that it was not really like I could not easily find that, so find the bug. So I just have decided to live with that for some time. So this is what it is. I can obviously copy this link, open it in an incognito tab, and my incognito tab has directly picked up the dark mode. So you can also see that it has a dark mode,
mode,
and
and
this is
this
how
is
it
how it
looks.
looks.
So
So
yeah, I
yeah, I
would
would
toggle.
toggle.
So when
So when
I
I
disable
disable
my
my
mic, so
mic,
you
so
can
you
see
can
the
see the
first
first
video
video
is
is
always of
always of
yourself,
yourself,
and the
and the
second
second
video is
video
of
is
the
of the
other guy.
other guy.
So
So
there is
there
no
is no
like
like
clear
clear
indication
indication
which one
which
is
one is
which,
which,
and
and
it's
it's
less
less
confusing
confusing
if you
if
are
you
in
are
a
in a
real
real
meeting
meeting
where
where
the two
the two
people are
people are
different
different
people,
people,
not
not
me.
me.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
so
so
you
you
don't
don't
have
have
that.
that.
And
And
that is
that is
also the
also the
reason
reason
we
we
give
give
you
you
the
the
ability to
ability to
override
override
everything
everything
with
with
this
this
fasten
custom
package,
package,
so
so
that
that
if you
if you
there
there
is
is
it is
it is
likely for
likely
you
for you
to
to
override
override
this
this
UI
UI
because
because
it's
it's
okay,
okay,
you
you
might
might
not be
not be
satisfied
satisfied
with it
with it
today,
today.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
what it
what it
is
is
right now,
right now,
and we
and we
will
will
improve it
improve it
in the
in the
future.
future.
But
But
for
for
now
now,
I will
I will
conclude the
conclude the
PR
PR
with
with
this
this
demo.
demo.
So
So
it
it
also
also
has the
has the
same bug
same bug
that
that
I first time when I
first time
toggle
when I
it
toggle
it
it
extends
extends
the
the
page
page
height,
height.
but
But
next time
next
it does it
it
never
never
happens after
happens
that.
like that.
So
So
this is
this
how
is
it
how it
looks
looks
like
like
in
in
dark mode.
dark mode.
So yeah, that's the entire demo. I think I could have concluded it in like 10 seconds, but I would also like to, so this meeting page UI, for those who are curious, it's coming from Let's Talk itself, obviously, and it's inside the UI meeting page folder. So let's go to the UI. We have components. I'll collapse that. So this is the Diet meeting page that is the default. So if you don't override anything, this is what you will get. The thing that is out in production, created by Diet. This meeting page is a lot more uh, FTD code, as you can see, because a lot of stuff is happening in the FTD land. So this is the meeting page component. Obviously, this is a ts.page. It has to call initialize meeting for reasons. It has a header, the participant grid. We are just calling it grid. I have like slapped a loading text here, so I could have done better, honestly, but yeah. So this is the control bar which has the buttons to end call at. So this is basically three things: the header, the main area, and the footer, and all of them are here inside the component. So the control bar has all the, as you can see, the function calls. You could theoretically, so there is some code that is commented out for screen share and share and all that, but it does not take in, like the UI does not care about that yet. We will have that in future. This is the grid component. So it's basically a flexbox row. So the more people you have in your meeting, they will all appear inside in a single row. So let me just quickly try to join like three meetings. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right.
So
So
this
this
is
is
how it
how it
looks
looks
like.
like.
So
So
ideally,
ideally, I
we
we
should
should
try
try
to
to
make the
make the
tiles a
tiles a
little
little
bit
bit
bigger
bigger
and
and
have
have
them
them
in
in
and
and
by
by
two
two
row
row
slash
slash
column
column
configuration.
configuration.
So
So
only
only
two
two
of the
of the
tiles
tiles
will
will
appear.
appear.
The
The
first
first
one, the
one, the
second
second
one,
one,
the
the
last one
last one
would
would
go
go in the
inside the
inside the
second one.
second one.
It
It
does
does
not
not.
it is
It's
not
not
what's
what's
happening
happening
yet.
yet.
So
So
you could
you could
say
say
that
that
it's
it's
only
only
scalable
scalable
for
for
two
two
or
or
like
like
for two
for
or
two or
three
three
people
people
inside a
inside a
meeting.
meeting.
What
What
happens if
happens if
we
we
add
add
more?
more?
I
I
don't know.
don't know,
I
and
have
I
never
never
tested that.
tested that.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
as you
as you
see
can
it,
see it,
the
the
UI
UI
falls
falls
apart.
up.
Like
Like
so,
so,
that's
that's
the
the
that was
that
the
was the
scope
scope
with the
with the
PR.
PR.
So
So
the
the
scope
scope
was
was
not
not
to
to
account
account
the
the multiple
multiple users
users
more
more
than
than
two.
two.
So
So
that's
that's
what
what
has been
has been
done.
done.
Obviously,
Obviously,
we
we
will
will
work
work
in the
in the
future
future
to
to
add
add
support
support
and
and
be
be
on
on
par
par
with the
with the
diet
diet
UI,
UI,
but
but
it's
it's
not
not
what is
is
it's
it's
not what
not
it
what it
is
is
today,
today.
right?
Like,
Anyway,
anyways,
so
so
I
I
will
will
close
close
all
all
of
of
this
this
abomination.
abomination.
I am also, yeah, let's get rid of everything. By the way, what's going on here? Okay, people are sharing memes. I was in the wrong Discord server. Anyways, yeah, so that's all. You can look at the code, it's all public. I also wanted to talk about a bug. So the video would become long, but I have to like document it somewhere. So I will mention it in the video itself. So if you go to the meeting page, you can see that you could argue that why it's not a custom logo, right? So I could just modify it, right? And the way to modify it would be to go into DS, create a FTD image SRC of site logo, and have assets files logo SVG, or maybe inside the assets folder. So this is how you modify your logo with the design system and expect every UI to use this site logo variable, right? So by default, it's a Lorem Ipsum logo thing, but we could give it our own logo. So let's try to do that, but we don't have any assets here. Thankfully, I think, yeah, so the Let's Talk package does have stuff, so we could move the Let's Talk logo in here. So I'll just quickly do that. So I have moved the logo here, and you can argue that this should work. Now, let's see. So as you can see, this did not work. Why? I don't know. Could be a fast and bug. So let's try to. I will try to like show you what if the code is correct or not. So inside fasten.fd, I have design system, and it is provided via our ds.fd file, which is this guy, and it is giving you a site logo, right? So now when I go to the meeting page component, which is what's being rendered here, so it has a header, right? So the header is this guy, the meeting header, which is this guy. And it's, if I search for site logo, it's using ds.site logo, which means what's ds? If you go into fasten.ftd, ds is an auto import, and that's the design system auto import provided via this package is ds.ftd, right? And it is this guy. So it does not have, okay, so it does have a site logo. What happens if we remove that? Yeah, so it gives you an error, but it does not matter because whatever is here should not be used, but what is here should be picked up, right? So that's how the system packages are supposed to work. But I could be doing something wrong. I'm not denying that fact, but I have a feeling that the design system is the system inter package thing is not working. So anyway, so what happens if I remove the site logo from here and try to create, I think I have moved assets from here. So let's copy them, paste them here as well. By the way, did I import assets? Oh, wait, let me check. Yeah, I did not. Wait, why? So this should have resulted in an error, but it did not. Anyway, so this is the assets import. So let's try it with the import. If this works, then it's just a simple compiler error, uh, runtime error that we have to figure out, right? So if I wo- go with this guy, it does not work because it cannot find the site logo. It still does not work. Uh, I am not sure why. Now let's get rid of this guy. Let's import. Let's talk with try.site assets.files dot insides assets folder. We have a logo part svg, and let's try to use this guy. It says that some ds.site logo is not found. Like, do I? Yeah, of course, because I have to say that's a site logo. So now it picks it up, which is which is weird, right? So it it should not have done that, right? Because you this is the packages ds, so it should have been overridden by the templates ds, which did not happen. In fact, so I don't know what's let's try to do this guy, and here let's do this. Let's try to do export site logo. Yeah, it does not work. So whatever. Now the weird thing is, and this is the weird thing because the site logo is not working, right? So we could live with that, right? But if I visit the dashboard, which is this guy, now let's say that I this is the DS of the template, right? So when I remove a custom site header and copyright message, you can see this time it is picking up stuff from the templates ds.ftt file, right? Because and because if you notice this copyright message, if I let's say that it's an empty value, you don't have it anymore. So some of the things are getting pegged, right? So let's see how the where is the copyright message is used. So if I go to the dashboard FFPD, does it have a footer? It does not. So I'm guessing, yeah. So it's calling ds.site page, which is coming from the design system itself. So this is confusing. So anyways, I just wanted to record this bug on camera. As I said, I could be doing something wrong, but I don't know. And the video is also like pretty long, so I will not. So it has become a demo plus a bug report, which I did not want, which I did not intend. But sorry for that. So, anyways, so yeah, that's the demo. You do have a UI. It looks decent. You could argue it's it it it's decent is all I'm trying to say, that for two people meetings it does not look like better, and we have not handled the state for when you are in the process of joining the meeting. So the loading message that is shown it's not very good. So that's the thing right now, and yeah, that's the the new meeting page UI. uh Bye.